Hi, hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. In the last videos, we have seen a few of the transformation functions that how you can use and what is the use of them, like applying filter, column renaming, merging columns data or to different tables, okay, uh, finding the values, replacing the value. So there are multiple things which we have done. So in this video, we'll also cover a few of the things into this transform. We also see that what more options we can look at, or what more options we can see in this video. Okay. So the very first thing, suppose in case you close this query setting. So I'll just close this query setting. Any option to get it back. Even if you make any changes, you cannot do Control Z. The Control Z does not work in this. So there is no need to panic. Just need to click on View and then click on Query Settings. So this particular query setting pane will automatically open up. Okay. So this is the first function we have seen. We have already seen that monospace, not monospace or show white space. We don't use these two options many. Okay. But we have also seen column distribution, column profile, column quality. We have seen. Let me tell you about this go to column. So in this, let's suppose I have this so many column and rows here, right? And if you have a numerous columns, so you will have to just drag right and left to go to the particular column. So, but using this option, you can go to column. You just need to select the column where you want to go, like category. I want to go to category column. Just select the column and select go. That's it. Okay. So you will be landed to the column which you selected. So this is the function of it. It's very basic. You can ignore this advanced editor because when you open it, it will open up in the XML, this type of form, and I'm pretty much sure that most of you won't be able to store it because you don't know how to make changes through this syntax form. So we can cancel it. So when you click on edit dependency, it will show you the table that exactly the tables we have and what is the dependency. These information, that's it. Nothing else much to do here. Okay. Now let's go back to the home. So in home, the close and apply, it's actually we use when you are done with the data and you just want to close and the data into Power BI. That's it. New source can just ignore these things for right now. Enter data. It means that you have some data and you want to put in data into it. You can use the table, but I usually do not. Most of the times, we usually do not do it because we are already loading the files which has data in it, so not required. Okay. So you can ignore this refresh preview. So if you have make any changes to the file and you want to refresh, so you can just refresh. And also, suppose you have loaded this file, but the existing file, the local file which you have, okay, has some data already, and you want that same data to be replaced or be published here, or you want to see them here. So just click on refresh preview. The values will get updated automatically. Okay, you can ignore them, properties, manage, and all. So now let's look into the choose column. So when I click on choose column, I get two options: choose column and go to column. Go to column we have already seen. Choose column, it's basically come handy whenever you want that a few of the columns should not be visible here. You want to get rid of them, those columns. So just select the column which you do not need, okay, like these ones. And these are the ones which I need in the sheet. So I'll just click on OK. So the columns will be removed from the data. Okay. So this is the function of choose column, and remove column also does the same. Whenever click on remove column, you click on remove column. Okay. So the column will be removed, which you have selected. Or else you can also see this remove other column. So it will ask you what column keep and what column you want to remove. So with the column which you select will be kept and the other columns will be removed. Okay. Keep rows, functions the same. What rows you want to keep, like you just want to remove the top rows, it will keep the top rows. You want to keep the bottom row, you can keep it. Okay, you can arrange setup that you can do, and remove rows works the same. Remove the top rows, it will give the bottom rows, and then likewise. Okay. A is this ascending and descending. It's pretty much simple. Even you get this option here as well. When you click on this arrow icon, you have this ascending and descending option. So very basic. Split column. So split column is basically comes handy wherein you have multiple type of values, and you just want the column should be separated. Like if my name is Rahul Bakale, so I want that Rahul should be separated and Bakale should be separated. So this is handy on those type of things. For example, let me show you quickly. I go to school name, I click on split name. Okay, I want it to be with the number of characters. Selected, I want only 5 characters to be placed there, okay, in the first column, and rest of the data should be appended or moved to the next column. And you can also see that where it should be started. It should start on the left, or it should be from the right, or whatever options you want to choose. Okay, and even you can also decide that it should be split into column or it should be split into rows. So once you are done, so just click on OK. So now you will notice that the Roboto Clemente. So now the Clemente is being changed. The last 5 letters is moved to a different column, just school name too. Okay. So this is the function of split column, and group by does the same thing, not the exact thing, but it will help you to uh, arrange the data in a group by section. So suppose you have this school name. Okay, what do you want? Like you want this to be let's go to advanced. Okay, school name. It should show you count. Okay, you can select the name and add the aggregation as well you want. Okay, it will give you the new column name, count. What are the operation you want? You can just select it, okay, and that's it. Okay, so this is the group by, and if you do not have headers in the data, so you can just select this one, use first row as header. So it will basically select the first row data and it will convert them into headers. Place values. So replace values. Suppose you have column data into it, but there are values you want to replace it with some other value. Just select on replace value. It will ask you what value you want to find and what value you want to replace with. Then once you are okay with this, just hit okay, and that's it. Okay. Merge query, we have already seen in the last video how to use merge query. Pen query, it basically what that does is that it fetches the column of the other sheet and put it into the next sheet. Okay, for example, this average test time here, I will click on append query. Okay, it will select me what table I want to use. I will just select school ratings. Okay, so it will add up the column into this particular sheet. Okay, so now you can see that DBN is already there in this sheet. So you can see that DBA is not appended. However, the school ratings, it has values in it. It is added into this particular sheet or table because this column is not there. All right. So the transform tab is, majorly the function is covered because we have the same functionality over here as well. Let me show you quickly. Okay, so in this transform tab, we have this transpose option. Transpose option will basically help you to convert rows to column and column to rows, vice versa. So you can see that if I click on transport, it will basically move the column data into rows and reverse rows. Like it will basically show you the last values to the first and first values to the last. It will do like that only. count rows. When you click on count rows, it will show you that how many number of rows are there in this particular table. So for example, I click on count rows, so it will basically count the rows and it will say the count. So right now it has 65,989 rows I have. Okay. I'll go back to this transform once again. Counted rows I just selected. Okay. So data type, this basically query editor detect automatically what data type we have. The renaming thing, we have already seen how to rename the column. So when you double click on it, the rename will automatically enable. Otherwise, you can just select the column, click on rename, the column will be renamed. Okay, you can rename the column. Replace value, we have already seen that it will basically help you to replace the values. You just need to find, just need to select the values you want to replace. That's it. Okay. Fill, basically fill in case you have a column, but in the column you have, suppose like this one, this is a blank value. So there is no value into it and you want some data into it. So what you can do is you can just click on fill and you can select up or down. Down means that whatever uh, that it's 321, the column is blank. So 321 will be placed on the blank column. And if you will select up, so what will happen is the further up value, the blank column up value will be filled with this one, like 267 is the value. So in this column, 267 will be filled. So this is the function of fill up and down. So pivot, if you want to convert this particular data table into pivot table, you can select it to pivot. This will convert into the pivot. Okay. And pivot column, you can just undo the function. Move left to right. You want the column to move like this one. I want this to be moved to right. So I can just select this column, move to right or move to beginning or whatever I want to do with this column. I can use this move function. Convert to list, I have this column. This is actually a row and column thing. If I want to convert this into a list, I can just simply convert this uh, and and just select this, convert to a list. So this is, I mean, just a function, but not very good type of feature which I can use. So you can just ignore this to pay attention much to this. So we have already seen split column, extract, you can ignore parts, you can ignore, these are not required. And if in case you have any script, you can run the Python script or type R script if you have. Okay. So that's about the transform add column. So you have any conditional column. So in the later videos, we can cover this in the more detailed thing. If you want the column should be there, but it should contain some condition like it should have the year name or operator name. Okay, the value should be like this or output could be like this. Okay, you can add your conditions and everything. And once you are happy with the conditions, you just create the column. So in the later video, I'll try to cover this conditional column in next column. So right now you can see that we have this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is also type of index or serial number. So if you want, you can just click on this index column. Okay, it will create a new index column with the value 0, and then it will count the numbers from the 0 itself. You can see that right now it is starting with 1 as 0. Will count with 0 and then so on and so forth. Okay, so that's with this column do nothing much. And this duplicate column, if you have this column and you want to create a duplicate of this column, just select this column, click on duplicate, the new column will be created with the same values and all, right? So this add column is majorly covered. We have already seen view, the column quality, column distribution, column profile, and that's it. I mean, nothing much to pay attention to this view because we have already covered in the last videos. Tools, you can ignore them and help. So basically, you can get help or and do the learning stuff and all. So there is now also nothing much to care about in this help section. So now we have covered majority of the transform function or the query editor function. So in the next video, we'll go some advanced and we'll look into some major implementations in the Power Query Editor. Okay. So that's it for today's video. I hope you like it. If you do like the content, then please hit the like, share, and subscribe button. And if you have any doubts, so leave your doubts in the comment section, and I'm happy to help. See you in the next video. Till then, happy learning and goodbye.